Hi friends, welcome back or to the channel. Jesse, Cadillac Run Customs. So it's a day off and I should be working on this, but instead I have to work on this because for whatever reason this car just does not want to have air conditioning, because every time I have fixed it or replaced something or whatever, it Johnny Fives this. So this is the third compressor that I've had in this car since she bought it. So for starters, I have to make a diagram of the way this belt's routed, and I'm just going to do that on the lid of this box here. So let's get a pen and we'll make a diagram. So we got our AC pulley here, AC, then the idler pulley right there, and then down here is our harmonic balancer, water pumps right above that, power steering's over here, alternators here, and my idler's here. Sorry, this one's the tensioner, this one's the idler. So it goes top of the AC, under the idler, over the alternator, straight down around the water pump, or the power steering pump I mean, up over the top of the water pump, down around the tensioner, or the harmonic balancer, and up and over the tensioner and around the AC pulley. I know it's ugly, it's very rudimentary and crude, but I've been doing it this way for, I don't know, 20 years or something, and it works. Ow, every time. I love working on this car because there's all this space right here, and I just climb up in here. Then when I need to take a break, I just sit down. Pretty nice. So let's see here. Okay. Now this is your tensioner pulley. This is what holds all the tension on your belt and all that shit. So to loosen your tensioner, mine's a 15, but yours probably isn't going to be. So you put a little bit of pressure on the pulley, and then you can just pop the belt right back off. And this belt isn't bad, like not too bad. It's got a lot of cracks in it, but it's not too bad. But since we're going to have it off anyway, we're going to replace it. Next, we're going to replace the tensioner and the idler pulleys because make a little bit of noise. That one's bad. Watch the play here. So they both need to be replaced anyway. And like I stated, same thing with the serpentine belt. Because you're going to have it off and you're going to be in here anyway, just go ahead and replace it. Save yourself the hassle of having to do it later on. I'm going to grab these two. Hold on. These two. My idler pulley is 89006. The tensioner pulley is 90022. I don't know if the A matters or not, but there's your number on both. So let's go idler first. That bolt was alarmingly loose. That's kind of uncomfortable. O-ring on the back here to keep the bolt in place. It's kind of weird. And then you got a spacer back here, and then your bolt. Oh yeah, those bearings in there are not very happy. the idler, which is the 89006. It's a little bit different style, whereas like this one is plastic and this one's a metal pulley, but they're the same OD and the hole in the bearing's the same size, so put our spacer back down in there. The O-ring, about it, you know. Oh, it's quiet now. And it doesn't move. This one's going to be a little bit different because it's threaded into the spring, the idler there. I think it's reverse thread. It is. I guess that makes sense because the direction that everything spins, if this was standard thread, it would probably back itself out while the belt was in motion, and that would be a bad day. You can see all the shit that's splashed around in here. The grease out of that bearing is working itself out anyway. Can you hear it? It's got a little bit of a chatter, but not bad. Now, let's take this one. Oh man. Now, that's not the same. We may have an issue here. Well then, press the bearing out of the inside of these things and just replace the bearing. So we're going to try that, but I'm going to try it with the new one instead of the old one. That way if shit goes sideways, I still can just put the old one back in. Now, if you are a cheap ass like me, you didn't want to buy a bearing specific install and remover tool, but you have a big socket and a hammer, just find the one that fits on the outer casing of the bearing. And this one has, you know, it's got a little bit of room all the way around that casing, but it does fit inside. Oh, did blow got her, bud. I'm not worried about the damage to the outside of that because it's going in the trash anyway. There is our brand new bearing. Now we have to go grab the old one, put a rag down or some cardboard or something, and punch it out and punch the new one right back in, and we'll be good to go. Now that we have both pulleys replaced, well, one pulley, one bearing, same thing. Now it's time to move on to the man of the hour here. So, this plug right here on the front, just take your little pocket screwdriver here. Work these clips side to side. It lifts right out. This guy in the back, you just pull it, and I'm going to zip tie these together and then kind of just fold them over like this right here, just so they're still here but they're out of the way like that, because the pressure switch that I bypassed is down here, which needs to be zip tied up anyway. Now that we have our plugs undone, it's time to move on to this guy. So we have to take that bolt right there out that holds our lines. Make sure you have your system professionally evacuated, because you're not supposed to let Freon off into the atmosphere, because if you're from California, it'll give you cancer. But I'm not from California, so it's empty anyway. Now, let's get to it, shall we? This bolt here is a 15 millimeter. Now my system had been evacuated prior to this morning, so I knew it was empty, and I knew that because I checked the valve core in this here fitting, and it didn't make any sounds. So this bolt right here in the back is a 15 millimeter. Just go ahead and pull it through. Got the reinforcement bars out of the way. Now we're just going to carry on to the 2 bolts that hold the actual pump on the bracket. When she first bought this car, I charged up the AC for her. She started driving it to work and called me one day and said, hey, my AC doesn't work and it's making a weird noise. Oh, also there's a 3rd bolt down in here, clear down here, right there. So she called me and says, hey, my AC's not working, it's making a weird noise. So I head down and start looking into it, and this sensor right here had actually melted, and that was where the AC problems for this car started. Then I fixed that, recharged it right there on the spot, just with one of those little cans of whatever. So that's where the AC problems started with this car. I have to take these fuel lines down here loose to get that bolt the rest of the way out. So that's what we're working on now. So after that, she drove it for a few days and it was fine, and then we quickly found out why that sensor malfunctioned and melted, because the pump had gone bad and overheated, and it just melted the guts out of that sensor. So a few days it happened again, and I just put a pump in it, charges the system, and it was good for a while. And then let's see what happened after that. The new pump, she drove it for a while, and then she came home from work one day and told me her AC quit working and it was making a weird noise. So I come out and open the hood, and the entire pump had turned white like this. Well, it did not. So when I charged it, it was charged dry. So it burned the pump up. This ain't the right size either. So it burned the pump out. So I replaced it with this one that's currently in there. Charged it up, blah, blah, blah. Actually put PAG oil in it this time. And with the PAG oil, it did great for, I don't know, about another week. Then the metal lines, well, the AC lines, these lines here had ruptured right here where they meet up with the rubber, like on these little grooves. There was a tiny little pinhole because I could see it where it was running down the edge of the hose. So I replaced the hoses, and these new ones, you see this black dot right here? The ones I pulled out had a pressure switch soldered in the lines right there. And these new ones do not. And anywhere we looked, at the parts house, on Google, anything like that, no lines that came for this car came with that pressure switch. And I know, because this is a commercial chassis, that a lot of shit for this car is not going to be, you know, off-the-shelf parts. That's kind of just the risk you run when you buy a hearse. You know, you're going to have to specialty order a bunch of shit, or find shit that you're going to have to source it from different vehicles or whatever. So I did not replace that sensor. I just assumed that because all of the available lines didn't come with it, that I didn't need it. And that was a bad decision, because that then caused a ripple effect of issues, because that pressure switch, I assumed, just ran the auxiliary fan, because you can tell this car doesn't have a mechanical fan. It's got 2 electric fans. One runs with the temperature of the car. This one runs for the AC condenser. So when the pressure in the lines gets to a certain point, that fan kicks on. And the switch also tells this clutch when to engage or disengage. My bad on that deal. And now you can see where we're at, because the clutch was on her entire drive home, and it got a little hot. Listen. Those bearings are trash. Now that we've made it to this point and I have the compressor out, here is my solution. There's your part number. And like I said, this is for a Chevy, like a Chevy truck with the 5.7 in it, which is the exact same motor that's in, hell, half the vehicles I own. So this deal just goes inside this bracket here and runs off of your upper and lower bolts for your AC compressor. Mine had a 3rd bolt down here at the bottom, but we're not going to reuse it. This big guy here. We just put these 2 in here, and that's it. Then I do believe everything should track straight. Well, we're going to find that out. So installation is the opposite of replacement is the opposite of removal. That's what I was going for. Fits in there perfect. Get it all the way around. Now we take our socket. Should have been better prepared for this, but I wasn't. It's fine. Put the spring to work on the tensioner. Make sure she's riding in on all the pulleys where she's supposed to, which it is. It's in all the groovies. Now, let's jump in there and hit it with the flick. Let's see what happens. Let's have a listen. MOT here, boys. Perfect. No more noise. She's tracking straight. Our pulley looks good. Now I can hear the exhaust leak that I don't want to hear. Damn it. That's another day. That's going to do it for the hearse work. Now I got to pull the tow truck over here and do some shit to that. That's gonna suck. But if you guys watched my short the other day, you'll notice that it has a killer bounce. And it does it when it's empty too, just not as bad. But man, when it's towing, it is violent, over about 25 miles an hour. So I gotta pull it over and put it up on jack stands and figure out what the hell's wrong with it. So I didn't end up filming any of the tow truck shit. But the tires have about a 3/4 of an inch hop in them. I'm pretty sure that's where my vibration's coming from. But, you know, I forgot to film any of it. So that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I appreciate you. If you're not already, sub to the channel, like the videos, do all the things and stuff and junk. And remember, your dreams aren't going to work unless you do, so don't let a problem defeat you. Find a solution. It's taken me 4 different times to find a solution here, but we found one. Thanks for watching, guys.